All right, let's dive into something pretty fascinating. We're going to look at a new way to use AI to hunt down and recover lost time on huge projects, basically turning what we all thought was a liability into a seriously valuable asset. You know the feeling, right? It's a question that haunts practically every project manager and stakeholder out there. You kick off with this perfect, beautiful plan, but somewhere along the line, days, weeks, sometimes even months, just seem to evaporate. Where on earth does all that time go? And for decades, the standard answer has been, well, that time is just gone. It's a sunk cost. It's just a number on a report you have to explain away. Water under the bridge. Nothing you can do about it. But what if that's not true? What if you could stop treating that lost time like a sad fact of life and start treating it like a crime scene? That's the whole idea behind a new method called forensic scheduling. It's all about investigating exactly what went wrong and, more importantly, figuring out how to get that time back. This is a huge shift in thinking. The big idea here is that time isn't just something you lose, it's an asset, and you can actually recover it. So first, let's be really clear about what we're hunting for. Lost time is simply the gap, measured in days, between where you planned to be and where you're actually forecasted to end up. Simple as that. Now, here's the real game changer. A recoverable time asset is the piece of that lost time that you can realistically claw back if you take the right actions. It's not some imaginary number anymore, it's a tangible, gettable target. And this is where the job itself just completely changes. The project planner is no longer just a scorekeeper, reporting on delays after the fact. Nope. They become a time detective, actively on the case of the missing days. So what kind of tools does our time detective get to use? Well, this is where AI steps in, providing a seriously powerful toolkit to run the investigation. The whole investigation is powered by 7 different AI forensic audits. Think of it like a detective's kit. Some of these audits are checking the integrity of your plan, sniffing out instability, or even phantom progress, where things look good on paper but aren't really moving. Others dig into performance, pinpointing productivity gaps and linking delays to the exact events that cause them. And then a final set of audits actually looks for opportunities, finding hidden bottlenecks or clever ways to resequence work. And the whole time, a data quality audit makes sure the evidence is solid. Okay, finding the clues is one thing, but the real breakthrough, that comes when you can actually quantify their value, when you can put a real price tag on the time you're about to get back. And the math for this is surprisingly simple. You just take the total number of days lost for a specific task, and you multiply it by an AI-generated recoverability score. That score is basically the AI's confidence level that you can get the time back. The answer you get is the expected days recoverable. So what does this actually look like in the real world? Well, in one case study, a 12-day delay with a really high recoverability score meant they could expect to get 9 of those days back. On that project, every single day cost 350,000 South African rand. So that one single find was worth almost 3.2 million rand. That's over 170,000 US dollars in avoided costs. Insane. All these valuable clues get tracked in one central place, the time asset register. This is basically the detective's evidence board. It's a prioritized list of every single recovery opportunity, showing exactly what it's worth, who is in charge of it, and what its status is. So once the evidence is gathered and all the priorities are set, the whole thing switches from investigation to pure action. And we're not talking about some long, drawn-out process. This is a fast-paced, intense 10-day recovery mission. It's all run with a super disciplined playbook. Day 1, diagnosis. You run the AI audits and build that asset register. Day 2 is triage. You pick your top 10 most valuable targets and give them to specific owners. Then, days 3 through 9 are all about execution, applying the fixes with daily huddles to keep everyone laser focused. And finally, on day 10, you verify what you got back and update your models. It is relentless. So, what kind of actions are we talking about here on the ground? Well, they can be anything from simple calendar fixes to some pretty complex logic surgery on the project schedule. It might mean moving your best crews to the most critical tasks, changing a construction method, or maybe finding new opportunities to pre-assemble components off-site. Now, here is the absolute crucial point. This is not about guesswork or fudging the numbers. For this whole approach to hold up, commercially or legally, every single step has to be defensible, auditable, and 100% transparent. And that credibility is built on 4 key pillars. First, you're using unchangeable snapshots of data.
Second, you keep meticulous logs of every single change made. Third, you need a clear evidence chain, think photos, site diaries, for every single day you recover. And finally, there are strict ethical rules. Absolutely no cosmetic fixes, or what people in the industry call float massaging, which is basically just moving things around in the schedule to hide a delay without actually fixing it.
This quote from the source material just perfectly sums up the new reality. It's a complete mindset shift. Think about it. You are not just reporting variance anymore. You are actively managing a portfolio of time assets. And that leaves us with a pretty powerful thought to end on. We've just seen how this mix of forensic thinking and AI can turn lost project time into something you can actually recover. So it really makes you wonder, what other lost assets are hiding in your business? Wasted energy, lost data, inefficient processes. What could this same AI-driven approach help you find and get back?